Yeah, what's up, y'all? Happy Monday. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are back with Chill to Action. We had a little break for the holidays, and now we are back. And y'all know me. It's your girl, Danielle, here once again with my wonderful co-host, Mr. Paul DiNuzzo.
That would be me. What a stacked crew we have here tonight. So happy to be here. So happy to be here for our last episode of what we're calling Season 1 of Chill to Action. That's right. This is the season finale.
Last episode of the season finale, and we're going to toss it out with a bang. We have four guests on tonight, and we're super, super pumped to have them. First off, we have mortal enemy of the podcast, Mr. Chris Doman from Dedicated to Art.
What's up, guys? Very happy to be here. Thank you so much, Danie and Paul, for reaching out. I love you guys. You know, it's been awesome to get to know you over the last year or so, and plus, you know, we just want to hang out and have fun and, you know, talk shop.
Yeah, thank you so much for being over here. Next, we have Miss Kristen Smith, the wonderful, the talented, the super smart Kristen Smith from Take 3.
One of those things is true. You guys can pick which one. It's fine. Doing great. Long day, but I'm excited to be here to chill with all of you fabulous people.
That's what we do. We chill. Hanging out with us tonight also, we have Mr. Jaw Movies himself, Mr. Albert.
Woo, 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 woo. Hey, guys. Thank you for having me on. This is going to be an exciting show. Everyone's here I've talked to those people before, and they're really awesome. So I'm glad we can chill out tonight.
Yeah, we're super pumped to have everyone. We are also super pumped to have the Twitter phenom herself, Miss Abby.
Yes, hello. I'm super excited. I love Chill to Action, and I'm just honored to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you all so much for coming in and hanging out with us on this Monday night. Chill to Action is now officially moving over to Mondays. Thank you to everyone in the chat who is also hanging out with us here on this Monday night. We really appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out. So everyone in that chat also, thank you so much. You're just as much part of the show as everyone else that is here with us right now.
And Danny, who are we? What do we do?
Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, they're high-fiving. They're high-fiving. Now,
I think.
What's next?
They're reacting.
Oh, they're reacting.
Oh,
they're reacting. they're reacting. Oh, they're really poking at him, huh? Oh, they're making, and look, and you got it right. Now he's making a little fun too. Team action.
God, I miss those guys.
We do miss team action here on the Call to Action podcast. We really do. Well, we are all here. Late to the party in the chat. Shout out. Yeah, OGs in the whole reactor game, which is why we are all here tonight. All of us in this wonderful show that we have going on right now have been nominated for a Schmoedown Award. Not what's it called again? What's it called?
Aftershow podcast.
Aftershow podcast, right? That's the only name for it. I'm pretty sure that it is. So we've all been nominated for Aftershow Podcast of the Year on the Schmoedown Entertainment Network, and we're super pumped and really excited to have all of that going on. How did you all feel whenever you saw the nominees go out? Abby, how'd you feel?
It's still unreal. Like right now, even talking about it, just thinking about like where I was a year ago when I did my first like reaction thread for Spectacular 3, and like to now, like it's just insane. Like it's surreal just because I think about like where I went from like watching in 2015 to now. It's like insane that I'm like here with everyone, and like it's just an amazing feeling, honestly, and I still am in shock. So
yeah, what about you, Albert?
Actually, Abby was one who told me that I got nominated. I didn't realize it at first because I was off. Well, I'm currently back home in Indonesia right now, so there's a huge time difference. So I was still asleep back then, and then Abby was like, "Did you see what happened?" I'm like, "What's going on?" And I saw I got nominated. I'm like, "Oh wow, this is crazy. This is great." And yeah, it's just it's a wild thing, getting nominated and all. So yeah.
Kristen, this is not your first time being nominated for this award, is it?
No, not the first rodeo. It was cool to be nominated again. We've had a weird year, just a lot of transitions, a lot of changes. Scheduling has been a huge thing. But we've been trying to do what we can to make things entertaining and at least love what we're doing, which is at the end of the day what you want. So it was really great to be nominated again. Even through all that stuff, it was just very satisfying to end the year, I guess.
Nice. Doman, this is also not your first time being nominated dedicated to art.
No, it's not. And it feels very nice, and it's humbling. And kind of like with Kristen, like I'm just happy that we are getting the love, but simultaneously, I'm also just happy that everyone else here is doing this as well, and they're just as passionate as Case, Nico, and I are. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm just happy that there's so many other people who are just as passionate about the Schmoedown and love this sport. So, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Absolutely.
Traitor.
And
No, he did. He was transparent. He said, what was it earlier? He said he voted for Albert, it looks like. There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Don't be afraid to throw out
Thank
who
you,
you
Tim.
voted. Things are closed. We can't do anything about it at the moment anyway. But also with that, there are only 5 spaces for nominations, and that's a really hard thing to kind of deal with because there's so many people inside of this community that do what we do. We all know how hard it is and how much effort and time we all put into the things that we do, even when it's just something simple as trying to get a schedule set up. We all, especially for those of us who actually work with multiple people, some different schedules and stuff like that is really hard. And then trying to find new and creative content is always a struggle to do. So big shout out to everyone inside of the Reactor community, to every single person who does what you do. Big claps to everyone. And we're just super pumped to even be a tiny freckle on side of that. This has been a crazy year for Call to Action, and it's been a whirlwind. So thank you to everyone who nominated every single one of us. So thank you.
And to everyone who's not nominated, because there's a few who weren't nominated that still deserve a lot of love. I know JTH is in the chat at some point, of course. He never gets enough love as far as I'm concerned. I love that guy. Spin Fanatics, another one that we're good friends with. We're good friends and big friends of the show here. We love them. I don't want to name everybody off. I'll forget somebody, but
yeah,
it's a great community for the after shows. And despite our interaction sometimes with people like D2A, we all kind of love each other at the end of the day, right?
Who?
Who?
But I'll take the next question there if you don't want, Danny. We, as Call to Action, obviously, if you didn't know, I mean, you know, we're Team Action. That's who we started. That's who we started liking. That's how we all circled around our wagon, so to speak. Do you guys have anybody you identify with the most? Like at one super pro, or if you got to take your channel had to become the designated pro of this. The channel is this pro. Who would your pro be? Abby, do you have one you'd like to nominate as the official Abby Creel backing? So we say.
Yeah, I think I would honestly say a corruption channel, especially after this season. I know, kind of crazy, but well, I guess like not necessarily corruption, but like Mike Kalinowski, I really was a big fan of his this season, and I'm hoping he comes back soon. But yeah, that would be like my go-to kind of area. Him and Chance did really well this year, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Nice.
How about you, Albert?
I guess it would have to be somewhat Horseman related because I've been like the longest fan of Dan Murrell since forever, and then I freaked out a whole lot when the first iteration, well, not the first, second iteration in the live show, the Horseman reveal. That was a huge moment. So I'm guessing it's the Horseman because every iteration of it, I've pretty much adored him. So
that's fair. Chris, take three is going to back
Yeah. Is there a question? Is there a question? I mean, it's my show, so I'm sorry everyone else on my show that doesn't agree with me. But it's got all the best people. It's you got your boy Ben, who's apparently a traitor to half of you. You got the best of all time, Tom. You got Roka. You got Merle. You got Riley, who's Matt's favorite. So it's got everyone. It's got everyone you need. Well, not everyone you need, but everyone who's still at the Schmoedown. All my favorites died and went off and did their own thing.
Fair enough.
Makes me very sad.
Right.
Yep, right there with you, Kristen.
That's you too, Domina.
Yep. Although just for the sake of variety, because of course my answer would be hashtag 5 horsemen.
Wow, there's a lot of fives on this channel right now.
What I think would be also a really fun one to do. Another fun pro channel would be maybe some of the effect of whomever Roxy winds up with her team as, because there's certainly an argument to be made with the Odd Couple and whoever else she drafts, because there's a lot of fun to be had there, or maybe a Sam Levine channel.
Ooh.
Especially if he can pick up one of my new favorite teams, Shazam. I mean, come on, Sam.
But of course, if Sam,
I told you, that's spectacular. You better pick Bibiani first.
But if Sam takes McQueenie, then all of a sudden he's drafted the entire Action Army.
That's right. That's right.
Fair enough.
Where a guy goes, the army tends to follow.
It's very true. Alrighty, y'all. So really quickly, I kind of want to hear about your channels. I want to know what kind of content you all do. Tell me about the teams that you work with, because Kristen and Doman, you all work with a group of people. So Kristen, tell me a little bit about Take 3.
Yeah, so I mean, we've been around for a while. We've had lots of moving around with shows and stuff. Especially recently, we're going to be debuting some new stuff that we'll announce whenever we film it. But right now we do weekly, as long as everything works out in my life, podcast called The Summit, where we talk about all things Schmoedown for the week. It's just like a place where we get together as friends and talk about something that we all love. And I kind of really love that, just like sitting around with a bunch of friends and just kind of bullshitting about the Schmoedown is like my dream. We also have some other shows. Malcolm runs a really great show with Rankum, where they just rank a bunch of things depending on the topic. It's always fun to watch. We just got a variety of stuff. And then we have the Oscar one. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Manning. He's not watching this. Gone with the Wind. Manning's not watching, so it's fine. Gone with the Wind, which is run by Manning Franks, who's an incredible human being who I love. But we have so many great people on our channel who contribute when they can, and some people who run the shows and stuff. And of course, Matt Kearns is around and does Second Look, which is great. We have a lot of people. So we have a lot of random shows too. So if you're ever in the lookout for some good content, Take 3's got some stuff for you. And like I said, we've got some new shows coming out too. So keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll have an announcement for one new show maybe next week. We'll see.
Ooh, fun. Yeah, Take 3 does a lot of really good work. It's always been fun to see all of y'all talk and react about the Schmoedown, and even everything else that you all do on your channel has been really, really fun to watch. I've had to watch a lot of stuff today, and your channel is doing a great job, my friend. Yeah, Doman, what about you? Dedicated Tara does a lot of stuff as well, a lot of different things also.
Yes, we do. I guess you could say that at least in the coming weeks, we'll not just be a movie / Schmoedown related channel, because obviously, we do Schmoedown reactions every week when the new matches drop, and I host a weekly show called the Who Cares Anyway podcast, where I will sit down, either with the panel or with a guest, and we'll just kind of talk about whatever the hell's going on. We might break into some news. We might talk about top 10 lists. If we have a guest, I'll talk to them, and I'll just get to know the people, and that's a little bit the difference of what you guys do when you have a Mark Riley or whomever else on the show. For example, if I'm going to talk to someone, I want to get to know the person, and I want to really dive into like for example, with Mark Riley, when he was on the show a couple months back, we talked Schmoedown for like 10 minutes. I talked to him mostly about writing. Like, so that's kind of like our, and that's the thing that he and I are very passionate about. I love to talk about what people are passionate about on Who Cares Anyway. But in addition to that, we do a lot of TV recaps. Currently, we just wrapped up ours for The Mandalorian. We're doing one for Star Wars Resistance. When all the Marvel shows start, we'll do that as well. And in the coming months, we will be expanding to starting to talk about comics, which is Nico's new show he's got coming. I will be starting or reviving our music show, Downtune Dissection, where we talk about all things rock and metal, indie, and the mainstream. And it's going to be a fun time. Hell yeah, Paul. And if you want to come on the show, just feel free to hit me up. And then, we also will do like, commentaries, whether it's something TV related or something movie related or something sports related. Danie, I know that you mentioned if there's ever like a sports thing you want to do, and if there's a Sunday, just a lazy Sunday, I think we'll sneak in. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're just kind of trying to expand now that the team is growing. So we literally have added 3 people now in the last week. So, and who are they? Well, I'm not gonna say on there yet.
Okay, nice. A little anticipation for the Dedicated to Art channel. That's exciting. You all, the two of y'all, have a lot of stuff coming in. What about you, Abby? What you got going on your channel and your Twitter, girl? Yes, give me those TikToks.
Oh my gosh. So my channel right now is a hot mess, but I usually just do Schmoedown videos when I can. I started doing reactions over the summer when I wasn't doing anything, and then I got to school and it got really hard, so that's when I switched to live streams. I used to do compilation videos, that's why my subscriber count is so high, but yeah, it's kind of just Schmoedown stuff. And then Twitter, I'm still not used to having people from the Schmoedown follow me, because it used to be like where I would just tweet anything about my life and like just random stuff. So I have to forget that. Like I forget that a lot. So it's still a lot. But yes, TikToks are coming all the time, and more Schmoedown stuff all the time. So that's it for me.
I definitely have an idea for a TikTok for the two of us to do in California, but I'm not going to say that on the air. And oh
my gosh, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be a good one.
Oh my gosh,
that
literally makes me so happy, honestly. Oh my god.
Yes, it's gonna be a good one. What about you, Albert? Tell us all about Jaw Movies.
Well, it's basically sort of my own thing. As for the Schmoedown, this past year I've been doing a lot of reactions, probably my most consistent. I've been doing reactions since 2017. When was Late to the Party versus Team? 2017, yeah, that was my first one, but I've been like very on and off. And this year is probably my most consistent yet.
Okay.
And yeah, like what Abby said, during the summer, it's easy because we got nothing much to do. Once we go back to school, it's kind of been rough. So going to next season, I don't know how consistent I'll be once again, but I'll try to be. I've been thinking maybe I could do like an after show kind of thing, because the Schmoedown is developing to like more very sport-based with teams and fashion and everything. So maybe like doing like an after show of like talking about the possible like rumors or trades or something like that. That could be fun, something like that. So yeah, and I've been experimenting with a lot of stuff, trailer reactions, occasionally movie reviews. And yeah, I do have a show called The Councilman Show, and that is basically me and my 3 of my other high school best friends. And it's just where we talk movies. And the thing is, I'm a huge movie buff. My friends, they watch movies. So there's like a discrepancy right there. So it's fun. Sometimes we talk about all things movie news and everything. And I'm like, yo, have you guys heard about the Batman news? Like, wait, they're making another Batman film? And it's just like, it's crazy stuff, news, trailers. And the most fun part is when we do rankings and everything like that, because they don't see as much movies as I do. And I get frustrated when they put like Avatar in the top 10 action movies of all time.
Understandable. Albert, your first reaction, your very first Schmoedown reaction was actually the clip that we showed earlier, was Team Action versus Late to the Party. I watched that video earlier today, and it was really good. Super pumped.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think my favorite Albert one was when Ghai. I think my favorite Schmoedown moment of all time is Ghai versus Merle. So I think every time I watch that and watch every reaction to that, I could just put them all in like one big and I'd be a happy guy. No pun intended right there.
All the puns intended.
All the puns actually absolutely intended. Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Okay, Doman, now it's time. I got to ask you.
Oh boy.
Explain China Sticks. What is this phenomenon called China Sticks? The China Sticks Army. I see it everywhere I go, and anytime it's DHD2A, I want to be on the inside.
Okay, so yes, everyone, pay attention and like clip this part out once it's done going live, so you can just have that context moving forward. So, I in the summertime and on weekends, I work for a pizza place, and we were over the summer. We had this new kid who didn't really know what he was doing, although he did start to pick it up. But in his first couple of weeks, you know, like I said, fresh out of high school, didn't really know what he was doing. But he's trying to take an order. He's trying to, take an order over the phone, and he's trying to ask my manager about what goes on Cinesticks. But he wound up fucking up pretty bad, and he basically said, "Hey, manager, do these China sticks come with parm on them?" And so my manager was like, "Okay, I want you to say it one more time, but really slowly." And then he said, "Do these China sticks come with parm on them?" And here's the thing: when I say it like that, it's not very funny. But the thing is, when I told the story on air, that night on Who Cares Anyway, what essentially happened was some of the fans in the chat, I went on some big rant about some bad news that happened. I think it was when there was an explosion on the set of No Time to Die or something, and that went way out of control. And they basically said something to the effect of so I guess the China Sticks Corporation wanted to shut down the movie. And so now, what happened was anytime there's something wrong with the movie industry, we just blame it on the China Sticks Corporation. Or if there's something, something terrible did, it's like, oh, well, we found the China Sticks Corporation's latest member. And so now it's kind of evolved into this joke of it's the, we now call ourselves the China Sticks Army. So, and for example, I've been seeing some of the captains in the chat. I've been seeing Brian Nussbaum, Tyler from Rock. I random Rock and Reel Riffs Reviews. Sorry, dude, I can never say that right.
Alliteration.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's the origin of China Sticks. That's how that came to be, and it's just it's stuck. So.
We finally learned. I've been so confused for so long.
Well, what I took out of that story real quick is something Lucas and I at the same time. On Call to Action Chill Dash, we tend to talk food a lot. And I got to know, what kind of monster puts Parmesan on cinnamon sticks? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
That's the real story here.
100%. So, with that, all of us, I'm assuming some of us go to school. Some of us have jobs that we do on our regular day-to-day lives, all of that stuff. For me personally, I always find it extremely difficult to explain to people what I do on the internet. Is there do any of y'all have that same sort of trouble with it? Do y'all how do you explain what you do on the internet and what you do it for? What about you, Doman? Let's start with you.
Good Lord. I basically just tell people, I compete in online movie trivia, and then once a week I get angry about the news and I play it up for the views. So
anything for those clicks.
Sure. Yes.
Get those clicks. What about you, Abby?
I just had to explain it to my friends again tonight because I was like, I gotta get home. I gotta do a live stream. They're like, what for what? The thing that you're always tweeting about? I'm like, yes. And so I just kind of always say it's this web series about movie trivia and I react for it. I still don't know how to explain it, honestly. But yeah, that's my answer.
Albert, do you have any trouble explaining to people what you do on the internet?
Oh yeah, I just like everyone else. It's still hard. Whenever I do Schmoedown reactions, and they're like, "Wait, what is it again?" I'm like, "It's sort of like a game show with movie trivia, and there's wrestling involved." And what? I always try to elaborate on them and try to bring them into the community and try to tell them what's it all about, because it's a huge thing. And just saying a game show about movie trivia with wrestling aspects doesn't do it justice and everything like that. But it's still tough because there are people asking every time. So yeah.
That's usually how I do it. It's a trivia show. That's like wrestling and UFC. It's fun. What about you, Kristen?
Yeah, my life's a little different. I work from home, remote, full time, and so I don't see a lot of people. It's great. Yeah, my communication about what I do is basically like my family will be like, "What are you recording?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, we're gonna like talk about an online show that is like wrestling but movie trivia," and they're just like, "What?" Like, it's all good. Yeah, it's basically extremely awkward to try and describe what this is all about. So you're talking about what other people are doing. Do you make money? No. No, I don't. So yeah, it's fun. I'm just in a different like part of my life, I guess. So I don't have to like do as much explaining, I don't think, as some other people who are like in school still have to do.
I'm so glad that all of y'all had those answers, because it's always difficult and weird. I took my mom with me to a Schmoedown event, and my mom she's a bragger, and then especially after the nomination, she tells literally every single person that she talks to about the podcast that I run. So whenever I have to run into people that she knows, it's like I have to awkwardly explain this thing on the internet. So it's weird, and I'm so glad that everyone else feels very awkward about it as well.
That is my mother whenever she tries to explain. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, really quickly, let's just go through some Schmoedown stuff. Do any of y'all have a best moment in the Schmoedown? Like, what's your favorite thing that you've seen happen this year, or at any year in particular in this whole time? Because a lot of us, most of us, have been watching the show for a very long time. We've all been super dedicated to this channel for quite a while. So let's hear some of y'all's favorite moments inside the Schmoedown. Let's start with Albert.
Favorite moments. So I guess number one, like I said, the 5 Horsemen reveal in the live show. That is insane. I don't know if they can ever recreate that ever again, because that was like no one expected. Morrill was retired, Riley was retired. No one expected them to ever come back again, and they come back joining with Roka and with Nose and with Inman, who was I forgot if he's champion or he's gonna be a champion back then.
He was still champion.
He was still champion, right? Yeah. So it was a huge thing, and that one was huge. I guess this is not really, I don't know if this is my favorite moment, but I remember watching this moment on repeat a lot, because I don't know if this was real or not. And that was when Andrew Ghai tackled John Roca for the first time in the Spectacular. And I was on a trip. I was watching it on my phone, and I was with my friends, and I was like, oh my God, what just happened? I freaked out in the car on my own. I was like, what is going on? I'm like, look at this. I'm like, this is real. They're like, no, that's so fake. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, this is real. Like, I have no clue. So yeah, I guess that's a big part, I guess.
Fun. Yep. What about you, Kristen?
Oh, the tackle. I was there for that thing, and I was about to throw down. We had no idea it was fake, and I was like, I was like recording stuff, and I couldn't use any of the recording because my camera just went, and I was like, do I need to get in there? Yeah, that was one of the most insane moments of the Schmoedown. Again, they'll never recreate that moment. Favorites from this year, I'd say Inner Geekdom just as a whole has been a wild ride this year. I think it's been like the highlight of this year for me. With Rachel having her belt, Mike almost getting 3 belts, and then at the very end of the season, Kevin finally getting the belt. I think those like moments have been so like amazing this season. But the moment that I think I always go back to as something that always like hits me like right in the feels is when Roka won the belt from Merle, right? From Ryan? Merle. Sorry. And like just like the emotion he has, like it always, if I watch that match again, every single time I'll just like break down because he just gets so into it. And that's what the Schmoedown's about. It's just like the heart that these competitors have for it. It's always magical.
Oh, I love that answer. That's very nice. What about you, Doman?
So for some reason, I'm always going back to some of the moments I just remember doing reactions for, and one of the big ones for me is, of course, XX5XX, and just freaking out for like 2 minutes straight. Like, and you can find this. It's over on Take 3. Like, I just about crap myself when that happened. And another classic moment for me was, of course, when Harloff won the title. I literally jumped out of my chair. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and I know I said a lot of profanities in that video, so apologies. And a lot of loud noises. Kristen can attest to that. But as far as this year goes, I actually would have to say when Paulo Yama won the title and then defended it at New York, and because when he was still in the fan leagues, I faced him 3 times, and each time was an epic showdown. And each time he came out on top, and I'm like, look, man, you right now, like the quote unquote validation of all of the major fan leagues is a little bit resting on your shoulders, not intentionally, but it's sort of just happened that was the case, and he showed everyone that the fan leagues are legit, and that he is one of the best. Period.
Nice. What about you, Paul? Paul, do you have any specific moment that you remember the most?
I think I said it earlier, but I'll say it again because it's worth repeating.
That's why
Ghai beating Merle. Ghai beating Merle, and watching Christian's face and his body language throughout the whole match as he watches this happen, and like he gets like all, like he even starts like just like he doesn't know what to do, and he like at one point even goes like he just has no clue, and of course Ghai jumping up on the table, giving everybody the bird. It just made my night because no one believed in Andrew Ghai, and it just was so memorable, and I love the backstage afterwards. I love watching the late to the party video from the bar. I also love the video backstage where they showed when Brienne took up Andrew dancing. Like everybody else was kind of like just sitting there going, and he just because that's Andrew Ghai in a nutshell right there.
Yep. Abby, what about you? You got a favorite moment?
Mine's pretty OG. It's Trial of JTE. That is a favorite of me that I always go back to, especially, and I don't have a lot of time to rewatch stuff, but that is my go-to when I think about what I love about the Schmoedown. It just definitely gets the essence of the earlier seasons that like made me fall in love with the Schmoedown, and like now just like thinking about from that to like where we are now with a freaking draft, it's like been a crazy evolution, and so yeah, that's my favorite.
Nice.
That's such a good line.
That's such a Finstock line.
That is true. It is a classic, nice pick. Well, this weekend is what we're talking about here. It's time the awards. Are we?
Yeah, really quickly. So this is going to be kind of a tiny bit of a controversial subject that I'm going to talk about. But when the nominees first came out and we were just kind of going through and just trying to see who could possibly be nominated for it, the very first name that popped up on our personal thing was Chill to Action. It wasn't Call to Action. It was Chill to Action. Now, you all have channels that have different shows on your channels, but everyone else's full channel name was nominated as opposed to ours. So that was a bit of a weird thing for us to sort of feel. So in y'all's personal opinion, do you believe that it should be a specific show that should be nominated, or do you believe that the whole collective efforts of the crew should be nominated in the name of the channel? Doman, we'll start with you.
I think it depends on if you strictly do just Schmoedown stuff. I mean, like, for example, if, for Take 3, they do reactions and the summit. So, ergo, in my opinion, they should be nominated as the entire channel. Now, because, like, for example, on D2A, like, we don't have a specific name for our Schmoedown reactions. We just call them Dedicate Our Schmoedown Reactions. So, that to me makes sense to just name it as the channel. But, and Albert, you don't really quote unquote have a name for your reactions, correct?
No.
So
No.
again, it kind of makes sense Whereas with Chill to Action, to me, that does make a little more sense to just call it that. But I do actually agree that it should have just been Call to Action because you guys do the reactions and chill. So,
and Schmoebaits.
Yeah,
and Schmoebaits.
Our entire channel is Schmoedown content. We just recently started doing trailer reactions, like this month, last month.
Yeah.
What
and
about
the one
you?
Rise of Skywalker, and the one Rise of Skywalker,
and the one. Yeah, Abby, how do you feel about all that?
I don't know where I exactly stand just because, like, me personally, I was only, like, technically nominated for my Twitter reactions where I do have stuff on my YouTube channel, but I am super inconsistent, so I'm not, like, emo about not being nominated, like, in that way. Like, I'm just so grateful to just be nominated and acknowledged in any capacity. But, yeah, I kind of agree with Chris on that. I was confused when I saw Chill to Action. I was like, does that only mean like Danie and Paul are nominated? Like, I was like, what? So yeah,
It was intense. It was intense on our part of it. But Albert, do you have feelings about that?
Albert, do you have any feelings on that?
Uh-oh. Oh no.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty similar to what Doman said. If there is a name of the show, then maybe it would make sense. But like,
oh no!
We just
oh no!
That was not us, by the way. Sometimes I jokingly do
yikes.
that, but that was not us. We'll have to get Albert back in. No!
We'll get back into that. But
Albert is not reacting.
That really pissed him off.
Now he's back. We're back.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
all right, so what just happened?
I have no idea. Somebody didn't like what you were saying, I guess. I don't know.
I got kicked out. Wow.
that's
That got dark.
Yeah,
I always blame Paul Oscar.
Yeah, always do. That's true.
Always. Albert, keep going. Continue with what you were saying, please.
Sorry.
Keep going with what you were saying. Continue on your thought.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like what Doman said, if I don't really have like I'm just doing reactions. I just do like movie trivia Schmoedown reaction. I don't really have a name of the show. So like being Jaw movies being in the nomination list, I guess it would makes more sense. But then again, like you guys and like Take 3, you guys have multiple content that do Schmoedown. So it's tough, but I think at the end of the day, if you guys do more than one stuff in the channel itself, it should be the channel instead of just one particular show. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Kristen?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because Take 3 does reactions occasionally and also has the Summit, which is the one we're more consistent about. But the Summit isn't nominated. It's just Take 3. And we aren't consistent with our reactions, so it would be weird for the reactions to be nominated. So yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You guys have a lot of Schmoedown related shows. So, I mean, if Take 3 is, nominated for the multiple things we do for the Schmoedown, it would make sense that you guys do as well. Because, I mean, we have a lot of episodes that are related to the Schmoedown with like Rankum. There's like once every couple months we do a Schmoedown episode. It's not like it's the only thing we do is the Summit. But yeah, it makes no sense at all. Basically.
Yeah, I'm glad that we all are on agreement with that. That was a tough couple of days to get through.
There was. Well, we should make some reference to some comments that were made the other day, or not comments, I should say, a video made the other day by a certain boat, if you will. Does anybody have anything they want to say to the boat, as we call him? Anybody have any thoughts they want to share about that, about what he said?
I mean, what's there to say? At least in the case of Albert, Kristen, and I, like we were here before him. We'll be here after him. All of us will be here after him. So, boat, don't hit any icebergs.
Damn.
There is an iceberg for every boat. That's one of my things I was saying earlier. Fair enough. Kristen, you got anything you want to say about the boat?
There has never been an unsinkable ship. The unsinkable ship was the Titanic, and we know how that ended. So just saying, Brad, you got to be careful about who you go after. We're all real tough.
That is true.
Some of us are real tough. I can find people who are real tough who support me. I don't know. My husband is behind me at all times, so he can beat people up for me.
Boom! There you go.
There you go.
He's not paying attention. It's cool.
Abby, any comments on the boat?
It's really hard for me to just be mean to him about it. I was like, wow, okay, that was really unnecessary, but that's fine. Like, whatever. I don't know. Maybe he was salty they couldn't get nominated. I don't know. I don't know him personally. Like, that's his issue. Like, whatever, dude. So it's all good. I'm honored to be nominated the year that they got kicked out, so we all have a fair shot. And that's the tea.
That's the tea.
That's the tea. I like that. Albert, anything you want to say about boats? Your chance to go heel here a little bit. You could go a little dark side. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Well, Brad Gilmore decided to say that none of us deserves to be in this. He's not going to vote for any of us because we didn't get him on the show. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Get him to come to Indiana and react with me? I don't even know what he meant by that. So if that's his argument, I guess I shouldn't be nominated at all because I don't have the vote, the best of all time, in my show. But aside from that, when I saw the clip out on the rundown, because I haven't got a chance to listen to the full show yet, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's joking, right? Like, he likes to do this kind of, whenever he's joking, he has this kind of tone that he does when he's speaking. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's joking, but I'm not sure at the same time. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I have no beef against him, but yeah, it's just interesting comment. He tried to throw some shade to every of the reactors out there.
For all of us.
I didn't know that the boat stood for the bitchiest of all time, but that's what we're going to go with here. That's all I got to say. I love you, Brad. I love you. Come on anytime, Brad. We'll sit down. We'll have a talk. We'll get you on our show, and we'll see how well the boat floats. Okay? We'll see how well the boat floats.
We have also already asked Brad to come on the show before. So for him to say that some of us haven't asked him to come on is blasphemy. And I was just hurt as a fellow Texan. I've said it before on another show, but I was just hurt as a fellow Texan that would happen.
I got to let's go out of that because
yes, absolutely.
Stan it.
Well, that's all right. All I want to say on that is I know he was just working himself up into a little rock level interaction there, trying to copy the Rock, and well, he did an okay job at it. He got us all riled up a little bit, but Brad, anytime, anywhere, man, come on.
Yeah, Kearns for president. The video that Matt Kearns put out was
so good.
It was so great.
It was so good.
It's got my vote.
Yeah.
Tim, yeah, actually, I'm there with you. I'm too old for all this stuff. I'm approaching rookie age, I think, so I can't do much more than that. We can do that for friends now. We can bust chops like that now. So, but anyway, so the awards are coming up, and do we have any awards that are catching your eye as a race you're looking at specifically that you're looking forward to? Abby, you want one specific award you want to know who's got it? I'm hearing some technical difficulties. Abby, I can't hear you now.
Oh no.
I forgot I muted myself. Might be. I'm thinking about entrance of the year a lot. That one is a big one. Yesterday, y'all talked about it on Call to Action, and I was thinking about how like Greg Alba kind of is a front runner for that. But as someone who didn't go to the free-for-all, like by the time I watched it, like it had gotten copyrighted, so I didn't even hear it with like the correct music. So it's like whatever. And then I'm also interested in Inner Geekdom and Star Wars Player of the Year, because that division this year I would like was the most entertaining to me. I don't know if that's like a hot take, but because you do have Alex Damon, who is consistently good, but then you have like people like Kevin Smets who have just had an amazing year, and then like where does Mike Kalinowski fit into that? I don't know. I'm just like, voting is always so hard for me. So any of them are pretty much like all the awards are my answer, but like those two specifically.
Okay. Kristen, what do you got?
To give a slightly different answer, I guess all of them. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, the new team of the year really has my attention because I think that there's some new teams that crushed it in terms of like trivia play and were around for a long time this season. But then you had breakout hits like Looney Bin that are like the darling of the Schmoedown now. Could they come in and win that award out from people who have been here the whole season? To me is super fascinating that someone can come in like the last quarter of the year and just take the award. Yeah, that's the one I'm really, really looking forward to.
Dolman.
You guys keep taking my answers because like best team entrance. I look for God's sakes, give it to Shazam, please. If you have a soul, you voted for Shazam in just any of their entrances, or you voted for Bibiani. Just come on, he's the king of entrances. Just give him the damn award, please. He works way too hard to not get the credit for it. But also, I mean, new team. There's so many arguments to be had for so many of the great teams that started this year, and of course, Inner Geekdom / Star Wars. Like it's such a 50-50 toss-up between Kalinowski or Smets, because both had such great seasons, especially when you realize Smets missed 12 questions this year. That's it.
Interesting.
That is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So, the race is tight, and I love it.
Fair enough. Albert?
Yeah, I agree with all of the things you guys said. The Inner Geekdom / Star Wars will be very tight. I also do think that the team of the year will be interesting because, yes, Founding Fathers have a better finish to the season, but there are so many great teams that happened this season in terms of corruption. They also did amazing. Wolves, their season, because they retired, so their season is cut short. So I don't know how the voting is if people are gonna be voting for them or not, because all they played was championship matches and they did amazing in all of those. So I'm really interested to see what happens for the team of the year.
Okay. All right. Danie, why don't you shoot yours?
I think the most interesting, the interesting categories that are going to be up there are going to be Player of the Year, which I believe that Ben Bateman should be Player of the Year, and Heel of the Year, which I also believe that Andrew Ghai should get that. No surprise, obviously, but those are the two that I'm pretty much looking forward to because I really want to see my guys get those awards. And Ben was nominated for Babyface of the Year, which I'm kind of, that same face is what I'm on. Like, I'm a big Ben fan, absolutely 100%. But
he tried for a little bit to be a face, but he just couldn't pull it off.
For people to nominate him for Babyface of the Year, because we all have to not pre-nominate before the actual nominations go out. So there are people who nominated Ben for Babyface of the Year, which was insane to me. And I think we all kind of we're super surprised about that. And I think that'll also be a really, really good one to come out. But I'm trying to think if it was Player of the Year, if it was a different one that I'm thinking of specifically. There's one where Ben and Rachel are both nominated, and that was the one that I had a lot of difficulty voting between, but I know that I voted for Rachel in that specific category. It might be Player of the Year, actually, where I voted for Rachel. But that's it. But the chat is also talking about pineapple on pizza, and I'm just realizing that I do not have my pineapple, but I do have my penguin.
Go get your penguin.
My penguin that I have completely forgot to put on my little trinket shelf. This is my little Action Army shrine right there. So I'm going to put my penguin right there.
Fair enough.
Be a little penguin.
I will say that mine too. Actually, I agree with that the Rookie of the Year is a big category to me for exactly the same reasons that Chris said. I mean, Smets versus Oyama. Two very good arguments for both. I mean, Oyama went 6-1 as a rookie, beat Dan Myrtle, has a title at his age. But then you got to go back to Spence. Knocked out 4 people in 1 year. Like 4 out of the 10 knockouts in the engagement history are by him in 1 year. And as much as this is an argument you can have either way, either you had said the recency bias is a thing, but it's kind of true. When each of them had one loss, Oyama's one loss was getting his ass kicked. And I told him not to his face. I love Oyama, but he got his ass kicked at Spectacular. He got knocked out. And he knows that. While Smets knocked out Kalinowski for the belt. I mean, putting those together, I got to give it to Smets myself. He's got that. Plus, he's got something that doesn't get brought up in the awards very much. I feel beyond maybe heel of the year, maybe face of the year. I like the character aspect too. I think that should be a little, at least mentioned as far as player of the year, because it's not just a trivia league. It's a trivia and character league. So if you're an overall player of the year, I want to see some character in there as well myself. I know that's an argument that can be made, but that's it. The other one I would say also, I do want the player of the year is very interesting to me because you do have the Rachel Cushing effect. I mean, Sam won it last year, even though he retired like same time, I think maybe a little before. Whether he should or not, that's a big debate to have. But if Sam did, that's a precedent to be set. If Sam did, then Rachel definitely deserves just as equal of an opportunity. But does she do as much as Dan did? Did she do as much as Ben did? Ben, recency bias, that helps him too. I don't even know what I voted in that category because I went back and forth so many times. I think I eventually voted for Rachel just because I figured she had a hell of a year. Let's give her something good on the way out, so to speak. But that's an argument we have for Ben and for any of them, to be honest with you. But that's what I'm definitely looking forward to as well. So that's what we said. With that, we're actually a little late. So we're just going to move right on to our favorite segment, the This or That. And if you are watching this show for the first time, This or That is a show where, you know what? I say this or that, but I have one thing I want to do first. I got to see something. I'm going to bring something up here. Danny, I gotta do something, Danny. You okay with me doing something, Danny?
No, you know what? Go for it, Paul. Go for it.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God.
No.
Here he is.
Whoa.
No.
What's going on?
We have the man, the myth, the legend of his own mind, Brad Gilmore. Do you have something to say?
That is actually the boat to you. Let me set all y'all real quick because I was sitting here. I just left a very important job. ESPN Radio 97.5 with the two-time Hall of Famer Booker T himself. I drove all the way to the beautiful city of Friendswood, Texas, in my silver Ford F-150 pickup that I like to call Elvis Presley because he is the king of the road. And then while I was here, I said, you know what? Let me see what's going on YouTube. Let me check in. Let me just get a little update. And I saw everybody on this Chill to Action, on the Call to Action channel. And I saw Abby Friel. I saw my man Albert. I saw Chris. I saw Kristen. I saw Danny. I saw Paul DiNuzzo, all talking a load of monkey crap. That's what I heard. Every single one of you. All right? And here's the thing, Paul. Bitchiest of all time? I don't think so. It is best of all time. Best of all time. It's both. Or it's Brad's opinions are true. And here's my opinion on this. You can shut the hell up. I'm taking over the show now. Let me move right on. My man Albert. I got nothing bad to say to my man Albert. Actually, he's a beautiful soul. Even if he is the only person in Indiana or India or wherever the hell you're doing your show from, who the hell knows at this point, but you're a beautiful soul. Let me move right on to Chris. Chris, this is the man that I have the biggest problem with. He said he's been here before. He said he's going to be here after. But here's the thing, Chris. You're always going to be living in the big shadow of the boat. And y'all said that there's no such thing as an unsinkable ship. Kristen Smith, I'll have you know. My father, Burrell E. Gilmore the first, he owned a boat. It was called the Afternoon Delight that he sailed out of the port of Galveston, and he never, not once, ever sank that boat. Not one time. And let me move on to Abby Friel. Abby Friel, you said you think I'm salty. You said you think I'm upset because we're disqualified from the category this year. No, just like the great Michael Jordan did in the mid-1990s. His greatness was so big. His star was so big. He was shining so bright. He had to step away from the league altogether to allow other people to get an opportunity. And that's what the boat and Frank Janish are doing. We're stepping aside. Christian Harloff, he didn't eliminate us. He didn't kick us out. What Christian Harloff did is decide to give people an opportunity, someone at a lower rung. So what y'all are fighting for is more so of an interim championship. It's a fake title. It's a participation trophy. And I'm gonna say this: Brad Gilmore, Frank Janish, the Schmoedown Rundown, the Rundown Award come this Saturday, January the 11th, at the Schmoedown Awards and Draft in beautiful Los Angeles, California, at the legendary Comedy Store. I'm gonna be there. I hope I see all of y'all there, because here's the thing: the boat is in the building, and I'm the best of all time. That's all I gotta say. Y'all have fun with your show.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh.
Sorry, wait. Who was that?
What the heck, Paul? Seriously?
Well,
Wow, I don't know what happened, y'all. Someone must have hacked into my feed because all of a sudden everything just went dark.
Okay,
Well,
Kristen,
I
I'm pretty
know.
sure that was just revenge for the whole late to the party thing 3 years ago.
Well, all I know is against us, really, in reality, the boat's going to go down quicker than Tara Reid on Margarita Monday. So that's all I got to say about that. Okay?
That's
It
hilarious.
looked like he walked off the set of Sweet Life on Deck. I was like, what was that? Like, what?
Oh, shit.
That is what
Like,
we like to call. Oh, actually, I'll let my friend say it. My friend say it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was amazing. That was fun. Thank you so much, Brad Gilmore, for finally coming on Chill to Action.
I will thank you, Greg Gilmore, for coming into our show. The boat is there. He will be in Los Angeles, and thank you very much for stepping up his game and stepping up to take your medicine like a man. And we'll see you later. Now we will get into this or that. So the first question I should explain this in case we got interrupted the last time. If you haven't watched the show before, I'll give these fine young ladies and young gentlemen two options. I might give them something to talk about. I might give them a way to describe it, or I might not. I might just give you two items. They're going to pick between them. They might explain. They might not. It's up to them. So we'll start off with the one question that we ask every single time. We want to know where you stand, and this is the biggest question of the night. I've asked Abby Fearless before. I'm hoping that she's seen the light. Really hoping she's seen the light. I'm kind of doubtful. I'm actually kind of doubtful on almost all of you here. So we might end this stream very quickly. But Abby, Team Ghai or Team Schrader?
Trader.
Ah, another one bites the dust.
Singles champion? Like, bro.
Betrayer of the Action Army?
Okay. Kristen, you got anything for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We get that. Allegiances where they lie. We get that.
Albert, save me, Albert.
I'm sorry, Andrew, but I'm Team Bateman.
Oh.
Doman, do you want me to have anything for you? Doman, do something for me. Doman, please. You're my last hope. You are my last hope.
Can you believe that?
So, I have to call it like it is. The only true traitor in the Action Army is the guy who coined the term in the first place. That is Team Ghai.
All right. I was about to jump.
Doman for the win.
I never thought I'd say that, but D2A was the best one here for a second.
Wow.
Okay, fine. We will go on. All right.
Here's participating in that. We love that.
An interesting question I had next, actually, the one I had up next was I didn't know the boat was going to show up, but let's do it. The boat or Frank Janish? Let's break down these rundown boys. Which one do you prefer to talk to? Abby.
Frank Janish, 1,000% Chicago represent.
All right. Kristen.
Easiest thing you've ever asked me ever, Frank. Numbers, Statman, Stat Lord Janish.
Okay. Albert.
Just because I've met one of them in real life and not the other, so Frank Janish.
Doman, are you going to make it a clean sweep?
Oh, this is the cleanest sweep of all time. Frankie Numbers, Frankie Stats Janish. Beautiful man. Love him.
Well, fair enough. The boat did definitely earn that at this point after his little rant. So we'll go on from there. Okay, here's a more serious one now. The spectacular, not specifically this year, but just as a whole, the spectacular event or the free for all event. Abby, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna go free for all because you get to see as much as like spectacular is like a stronger card in terms of matches. You get to see like everyone during the free for all. So that's my answer.
Chris.
I think I'm gonna go spectacular just because I like seeing the different leagues playing all on one day. I guess. I mean, they're both strong, but I just think spectacular has like everything.
Okay. I'll go Albert next. What about you?
I think I have to go with spectacular also, just because it's like it's wrapping up the whole season and it ends it with a bang. And also, I guess because the first ever Schmoedown match I ever saw was Ellis versus Dan Murrell in Spectacular 1. So I get there's an attachment for me on that one.
That's a good match. That's a
Yeah.
good match. That's an underrated match, I will say, too.
Very underrated match.
Mr. Doman.
So this is incredibly tough for me because obviously I love a good season finale as much as the next guy, Orly. But from a playing along standpoint, I'm gonna selfishly say the free for all. It's much more fun to play along and just see what kind of, because like at least with Spectacular you kind of know what kind of questions are gonna get asked in each type of match. Whereas in the free for all, it really is just anything is on the table, and that's kind of why I love it because it you never know.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a split crew in the chat. Late to the party going for Spectacular. You got Tim Franco going for the free for all. Danny Coast free for all. Thrawn saying free for all the best production all year. That's an interesting take on that.
That's good.
But I will say, actually, I usually don't answer these, but I gotta say, I love them both so much. I do for exactly the same reasons. The free for all, you get to see everybody, but the Spectacular always gets the best matches. You get to see everybody at their height. But what I want to actually add on to that real quick is I'm really looking forward to the possibility with the whole new factions and everything else of doing a Survivor Series type match between them. That's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know if you don't know what that is, if you're not a wrestling fan, basically be faction versus faction, and it'll be an elimination style match somehow where you have to be 5 versus 5, and it goes down to whoever's the last team or individual standing. So that could be a lot of fun, I think. So, but with that, we'll move on to the next question. On that. This is one we've talked about in call to action recently a lot in our chat. Poutine or loaded fries?
Oh, screw you, Paul. Wow.
So we're gonna go with Abby for real. I think Doman needs a little time to catch his breath here. So let's go with you, Abby. Do you have a preference on it?
I'm kind of a recovering picky eater, so I don't eat a lot of variety of foods, but I'm gonna go loaded fries, I guess.
Okay, one vote for loaded fries. Kristen.
Loaded fries has bacon on it.
That is good.
But poutine is delicious.
I love bacon.
Point.
Really, the winner is all of us because we're just talking about potatoes, which is the best food.
That's very true. Absolutely.
If I have to pick, I'd say poutine because I'm from South Canada,
Ooh,
Michigan.
Pretty much. Fair enough. How about you, Albert?
I think I have to go with loaded fries. I like them both, but like what Kristen said, it have bacon in it. So yeah. Plus poutine, I don't know. Every time I eat poutine, I get so full directly, and loaded fries is more like a snack, so you can chomp them down easily. So yeah.
Okay. Well, Doman, we're here for you now.
I know. Damn it. So you know what? Because here's the thing. You can technically do poutine, you can do loaded fries on poutine. So I will say poutine because I'm going to cheat. I will never give up both of my babies when I've had a really long, stressful day and I just need to pig out.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm a big fan of potatoes and cheese, so.
Robert Adamson and Fanatics. He put bacon on poutine because he's from Texas. You could fight him.
And also, really quickly inside of the chat, there's a whole thing about California and carne asada versus Texas, where we have carne guisada, which are two different things, and it's carne guisada all the way over asada. There, I spoke my piece.
And there is one vote in here I saw. There you go. Merc with the movie blog. Garbage plate.
Yeah.
If you don't know about that, that
is
is something pretty good too. I admit that. If you go to Western New York, good garbage plates in Western New York. This is another call to action thing we've been doing recently. We're known for one kind of drink in our show. if you know, see, I know Chris actually sees us. We have the White Claw. I'm trying to lead a valiant battle. White Claw or Jameson? Which is the better drink for call to action at this point? We'll start with Doman this time. We'll go back around that.
Well, because it's Trader's drink, you know, you gotta go Jameson. No question.
Wow. All right.
I'm okay with that because I'm not a White Claw guy. I'm a Jameson guy. Albert, go ahead. What do you say?
I've only ever heard of White Claw because of you guys. I don't know what the Jameson is.
It's an Irish whiskey.
So I don't even know what to pick. So I guess White Claw.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Abby, you probably can't answer this legally, so maybe we should skip you on this one. But you can say what you think is better.
Claw for sure. That is my go-to. Yeah.
Okay. Kristen?
Nice glass of Pinot Noir.
Woo!
Yes. No, the only thing I have in my house is a decanter full of Jameson, so that's what I'll pick.
There you go. I'm a good thing. I like Jameson or Gentleman Jack myself. So, John, you can't either. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I put you in that position. You're also young.
Yeah, we forget that. What is the okay? So Abby and Albert, really quickly, what is the thing that
it does that? It does
wow.
that.
Abby,
But it does also give you strength enough to call Andrew Ghai and make him unretire. Thank you. You're welcome, everybody. I did make Andrew Ghai unretire the next day at Spectacular after my call. So,
y'all, I had to literally take the phone away from Paul. I had to grab it out of his hand to do it. But
you still called him.
Yeah, he did somehow.
Like 13 times.
Fetuses. That's what y'all call yourselves, right, Abby?
Yes.
There you go.
And the best part is, Ghai was just as drunk as you were.
He was. Pretty much was. Glad he loved it. But anyway, also Jameson leads you to accidentally signing up for John Roca's Patreon underneath the Action Industries banner as well. That does do that as well. I was temporarily fired for that.
Thank you for your patronage.
Fair enough. Daddy, you have a this or that question you wanted to ask, correct?
I do have a special this or that question that we will more than likely being brought on with our first this or that and our last this or that, so somewhere in between it. So because I have my fellow reactors here with me tonight, we've all had to figure out what we want to call ourselves and different things like that. So my this or that for the reactors here right now. So when I first started doing Chill, because Chill to Action was kind of my brainchild, I asked Paul to help me with it, and we've all done it. When I sent out the very first tweet for Chill to Action, I made a typo. So my initial name for this show was going to be Call to Chill Action. So my this or that for y'all is Chill to Action or Call to Chill Action. We'll go with Kristen first.
The what if. The what if.
The what if.
Your typo is genius. It's a genius typo. It's a Freudian slip of the ages.
Thank you. I'm going to take it. What about you, Chris?
It's a wonderful Freudian slip, but I will admit, I think Chill to Action just has a nicer flow to it. So
it
I love
really does. Yeah, it truly does. Albert?
Call to Chill to Action is a mouthful, so I'll go with Chill to Action.
Abby?
I like Call to Chill Action because it makes you think like, what? Like, what?
That was the whole idea. Relax. And I accidentally put Chill to Action instead. So, chat, tell me how y'all feel about it also. Thank you. Thank you for that, Paul.
Fair enough. I got a couple more left. Calvin or Hobbs?
Oh,
I'm hoping that
Abby's like, who is that?
I forget.
No, wait, which one? No, which one's the tiger and which one's the king?
Oh my lord!
Right.
I'm Googling that as we speak right now.
Is that what that one is?
It is.
Calvin
okay, no.
Hobbs is the tiger.
Okay.
But we'll let Kristen go first. She definitely knows.
Oh my god, it's Hobbs.
It is
Hobbs. Chris?
I mean, okay. Even though I know I'm Calvin, it's Hobbs all day.
If Albert and Abby are still giving their thoughts, Danny, why don't you answer that? Do you have your answer there, Danny?
I do. My answer is very obviously Hobbes. I think this is so. Calvin and Hobbes is one of my absolute most favorite things in the entire world. I was very happy when I saw on the spreadsheet that Paul put this on here, but my answer is still Hobbes because who doesn't love their imaginary best friend?
I'm going to go opposite so far. I'm going Calvin. I love Hobbes, but man, give me Spaceman Spiff, and I definitely aspired to be Calvin when I was younger, so I definitely relate to Calvin quite a bit. So. All right, Abby, do you have one yet?
Hobbs, right?
Okay, fair enough. Albert, you have no idea.
I mean, I'm looking at the picture just on the design alone. I like the design of Hobbs. It's like a very long tiger. So I like that design. I've never read the comic strip. I've known of their name, but based on design, I'll go with Hobbs.
Okay.
I'll send you pictures, Albert. And if any of y'all are friends with me on Facebook, I very regularly send Calvin and Hobbes strips on my Facebook because it's literally the my favorite thing in the entire world. So.
Eric brings up a good point. Maybe we should have Abby and Albert pitch some fetus level this or that. The ones that I probably have no idea what they're talking about. So if Abby and Albert, if you come up with anything to ask each other.
Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay. Hannah Montana or High School Musical?
They're so different.
Different generations of fetuses. I love it.
I was in 2 productions of that.
Oh, Doman.
Wait, you were in 2 productions of Hannah Montana?
High School Musical.
I'm kidding. I was just throwing that out there.
Wow. Kristen, where do you stand?
Yeah, it's Hannah Montana.
There you go.
Okay.
Albert?
Okay.
High School Musical, easy.
Easy.
Abby,
Wow, okay.
what's your answer to that question?
Probably Hannah Montana. That's really stressful though. I don't know why I thought of it. Because I literally can't.
Well, you do get the best of both worlds.
You get the best. I understood that reference.
You do.
Whoa.
I did.
I mean, sure, I've worn blonde wigs, but whoa.
Powerpuff Girls or My Little Pony from JTH.
Ooh,
That's a hard one for me.
Oh, that's real easy for me. Powerpuff Girls. But no, to answer that real fast, High School Musical. Get your head in the game.
Okay. Yeah. Whoa, PJ, I'm surprised that you went that. Seems like this would be right up your alley, PJ. So
PJ, neither have I.
PJ.
I've never seen any of those movies. I haven't. I'm sorry. I have a quick pick for that.
They're on Disney Plus.
I have Disney Plus. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Screaming at me right now. A quick this or that for y'all, specifically for the Twitter people who are in here. So Vine or TikTok?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Wow.
Abby?
I'm so attacked. I'm going to say TikTok because I understand it more. Like, I got Vine and I was like 13 on Vine, but now, like, I have the confidence to actually make TikTok, so that's fine.
I think I was maybe like 26 when I started Vine. Oh man, that's cool, Kristen.
Vine was
I'm old. I don't understand TikTok.
I don't.
So, Vine.
Doman.
Neither. I didn't pay attention to either one. So,
Albert, do you do either?
They're both good, but I've just seen way too many Vines that I can like cite, so I gotta go with Vine.
I thought TikTok was a character from Return to Oz, so that's where I go with that. I don't know. So that's me.
He is.
Showing my age again. Showing my age again at that point. I guess Vine is dead, supposedly. That's Danie.
Yeah, no, it closed a couple of years ago.
Vine is gone. It's dead. That was the whole point of asking.
Tim, I got you. Tim, I got you on that one.
Danie knows what's up.
I'm a little bit on it. I'm a tiny bit, as the children say, woke maybe with internet.
Fair enough. Okay. I got 2 or 3 more. 2 or 3 more quick ones we'll do. This one is one of my personal favorites. Han Solo or Indiana Jones? I'm going to start with.
Do this to me?
I'm going to start. You were saying you're looking forward to it, Chris. Albert, let me start with you, Albert. Let's go with you, Albert, to start with.
Indiana Jones.
Okay. Funny thing is, I'm going to have the same reaction each way. It's kind of like anytime John Roca gets asked a question, he goes, "Oh." You say Solo, you say Indiana Jones. I'm going to go, "Oh." Either way, probably. So, Abby, do you have a choice on this one?
I am a big Star Wars girl, Han Solo all the way. I do love me some Indy, but no, Han Solo.
All right.
Kristen, we'll go ladies first.
Yeah, I think I'm going Solo on this one.
Doman.
So, okay. If Han doesn't die the way he dies in Force Awakens, then he's the answer. But so I gotta say Indy, because Last Crusade is a perfect movie.
Indiana Jones was my answer as well for that. I'm an indie girl. Sorry. My life is right there, but I'm still an indie girl.
This or that is my game, so I'm just going to be able to choose to abstain. I can do that. Actually, if I had to choose, I'd probably have to say Han Solo, because that's the one I fell in love with the first. But Indiana Jones is right up there for me. I love it. I love me a good indie. Last Crusade is one of my favorite movies of all time as well. So we had about two more here ago. This is a Schmoedown one, and it's actually good for the four of you. Founding Fathers or top 10?
No.
All of y'all, look at the stress on all of their faces right now.
Anybody want to go first on that one? I'd say a lot of.
Let's just get this out of the way.
No. I'll say it. Top 10.
Wow. Okay.
Good one. Okay, yes.
Albert.
Founding Fathers.
Ooh, nice. Doman, you want to go next or defer?
Sorry, I already said mine, but yeah, top 10. I have to.
Nice. Kristen, this was a question specifically tailored for you, my friend.
Yeah, I don't want Nost to have a rant in any further episode of me. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Yes, sub hobo.
I can't get much lower than I'm already at.
And I will do this to be fair. Team Action or Who's the Boss? You know what? I'm gonna audible. I'm gonna audible on this one. Says that one's too easy for you guys. Team Action or the Family?
All of y'all have to answer this question.
You said that was. Oh no, that what? No, it's Team Action.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'll audible once further. I'm gonna do it because like I said, my little segment here. Team Action, the Family, or Who's the Boss? A three-way.
That's too easy for them.
Kind of is. Sorry.
That's
Think so?
easy
Wouldn't
for
we
them.
get booted from the stream if we answered wrong?
No, because
I
I
won't
did not allow that on this.
Not on chill. If you're on call, I absolutely fucking would.
But not on this.
But not on chill.
It's easy. It's still Team Action.
Woo! That's my girl right
girl
there.
right there.
Thank you, Kristen.
Abby, you're still saying Action? Or are you gonna go?
Yeah. No. 1,000%.
Albert.
I thought it was gonna be harder, but I gotta go with Team Action. They're just so classic in there. Your heel talk and everything.
Coleman?
I mean, yeah, sure. Individually, Who's the Boss and Family are better teams in terms of skills and gameplay, but yeah, Team Action.
Christian, listen to us. Put them back together at some point. We've been writing fan fiction about this in the Call to Action podcast for years. We have the whole thing ready to go. We're going to have this dark stadium. Drew guys to be left by Drew McQueen or something dark like that. He's going to be on the floor, left all alone. All you're going to hear is Still Dre.
Surprise, surprise.
And like Lord of the Rings, then Bateman will come up like Gandalf at Helm's Deep, shining that light one more time.
Yeah.
So
Maybe the new segment of Call to Action.
Are you gonna send a link?
I just imagine Paul like on Wattpad, like writing this fan fiction.
It's gonna. I'm living for that.
I joined Mark Riley's Patreon. I might make that one of my first writing room segments.
Oh my god!
Do it, please. Do it. it.
All right, Paul, you got one more?
I do have one more.
All right.
I got one more.
While Paul does his last this or that question, we would like everyone in the chat to go ahead and submit their questions for the reactors. Anything that you want to ask these people, anything is up for grabs. Go ahead and do it. Send in your questions right now in the chat. Paul, go with your last this or that.
Okay, it's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. Call to action host James Spence or a gaping chest wound?
We'll give you a little time.
Paul, you make it sound like this is a difficult. Like, just, come on.
It's been surprisingly difficult recently.
The answers to this have been a big surprise from time to time. Yes.
And while giving you time to think about this, one last time, since this is the season finale, before we retire it, our award-winning segment.
Flash! Ah, Mr. Sam Jones. And like that, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's it, folks. It's been retired now. Thank you very
It
much.
has officially been retired. Mike Kalinowski, thank you so much for coming on Chill to Action. We will no longer play this clip anymore. We are very much looking forward to 2020 in the future and season 7. We cannot wait, but I need to hear your answer for this.
Frankie. Oh, Frankie. You're right. It is finally. Abby, you go first.
I cut out. What was the question?
James Spence or a gaping chest wound?
That was wait. Is that actually it?
That is actually the question.
Oh, James. Sorry.
James. Okay. I kind of thought that. Okay. Albert, how about you?
James Spence or gaping chest wound? Well,
Albert.
I played Minecraft with one of these guys, so James Spence.
Oh, it's 2 for Spence. Okay. Doman?
Did I cut out?
No, you didn't. You're good.
Oh, you're good. So, sure. Do I want to mess with him and say gaping chest wound? Yeah, but here's the problem. I actually do study trivia with him, so I have to actually say James Spence.
Holy shit. Okay. Kristen.
For the joke, I think one of us has to choose gaping chest wound. So
Thank you very much.
I'll do it for the joke.
Everybody else is very disappointed in you, Doman, I think. Yeah, I think they're looking at you specifically.
I know.
And that actually is a good question, Tim. That's a good question. Jake, I don't know. He's definitely. I will tabulate. Now that the season's over, I'm going to go back and tabulate the final scores on those questions, and I'll report that early next year, I think. So that is where we will end this or that. So if you guys have any well, yes, Kristen Smith is the winner on that one. Any questions in the chat for anybody on Abby, for Kristen, for Chris, for Albert? Any reacting questions you have, we'll be glad to answer it. Anybody else? Anybody? Usually we have questions by now, but everybody kind of seems to know everything. Anybody?
We're open books.
Open books.
Yeah. Ask away, guys.
Ask away. Anything? All right. Well, I guess maybe we should ask another question. We should ask another question. Do you have no questions? Did anyone ask?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm having a lot of trouble with my trackpad, so everything is weird right now. It's not a chill to action show unless there's technical difficulties, right? And
True.
I don't know if y'all watched Ladies Night the other night, but I put a whole bunch of hairspray in my hair and it got all over my computer. And now my trackpad has been totally fucked up since then. So I finally got my mute off. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to go to a couple of questions.
Do have it. There we go.
From the Facebook page. So Leo Logan on the Facebook page asks, who is your personal snub in any category? Whoever, my track.
There's only one answer for this. JTH for Reactor of the Year.
There you go.
Oh, I'd also argue Son of an Axe too. But yes, I agree. Kristen, do you have a snub? One category that's a big snub.
I mean, that's a great one. I
You
can't really think of anything because I think a lot of people are deserving of things. Digital Wheel for Heel of the Year. That was my snub.
That's a great one.
That is a great one. That's a great one. Abby, any snubs?
I think Brandon Hanna deserved more recognition just overall. I think just that was my opinion.
We love a Brandon Hanna. We think he's very underrated and will have a great year next year. So I fully agree with that myself. Albert, any snubs you want to talk? Oh, puppies! I love it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the nominations list right now, and at least for me personally, I really like the critically acclaimed entrance where they did the Monsters Inc. stuff. I really like that, and they didn't get nominated for that one. So
that is true. That is true. Okay, all right. How about this one from the chat? Kelvin Johan. Is Albert the best host of the 2010 decade?
Yeah.
Got a big Albert fan in here, it looks like. I'll agree with that. I agree. He's definitely one of the best that I've seen.
That's my co-host from the Councilman show that I was talking about. He's the one who put the Avatar in the top 10 action movies of all time.
Oh.
Thank you for visiting us, Kelvin. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Speaking of JTH, why do people not like me?
I would disagree with that. I think most people love you, and I think it's such a shame that it's a snub every year. It really is.
I do. I think he's a big time snub. Anybody have anything else they want to say about JTH? As I will say real quick, he's one of the funniest guys I've ever seen. So
yes.
Right, he's the most consistent and has been around the longest with the least amount of not attention but recognition, and that's just a shame.
Yep. Everyone, please follow JTH on everything that he does. Go to his channel. Go watch his videos. Go watch old reaction videos to it. Get that shit started, y'all.
Okay. For these questions, by the way, we're not going to go one by one anymore. If anyone has anything, just spread it out there. So go ahead. Go ahead, Albert.
No, I just want to shout out one of my favorite reaction from JTH is because I did this for my channel a while back. I compiled all the reaction to the Horseman reveal. And when I was editing it, I saw JTH, what he was doing. That one's my favorite because everyone's like freaking out and reacting. What JTH did was he reacted to it and then he ran off the camera. I'm like, what's going on? He came back and he brought a numeral order shirt. And I was like, that's so good.
Fair enough. Malcolm's Middle Earth Media. We all know Malcolm. We love Malcolm. What has been your favorite moment that happened on any of your podcasts? Sound issues here. Hold on. I'll try to fix that sound issue. I'll see where it's coming from.
Is someone getting a phone call?
That's a good question. All right, we're good. I think we're good. Okay, Albert. How about Albert? What was your favorite thing on your podcast or show? Any favorite reaction you did this year? Or?
Favorite reactions that I did this year. Oh my god, you guys are putting me on the spot. I mean, in terms of reactions, I didn't realize that Ben Bateman's gonna smack Andrew Ghai with a chair, so that took me by surprise.
Okay. All right, Abby, do you have one you specifically remember from your reactions or TikToks or reactions to them? I think you muted yourself again, Abby. I think you muted yourself again.
Sorry, I'm just.
That's okay. It's all good.
LOL. Wow, love that for me. So
lovable.
My favorite one that I have done is the episode. I think it was Chandra versus Jared Haben, where Brandon was revealed to be a member of the family, because I was very much shooketh. So that was a fun one this year. That was also one of the last reaction videos I did, but yeah.
Kristen?
There are a ton of really funny moments from recordings from Take 3. So this is one of the hardest things you've asked me. Anything with Chris Clark falling off of chairs or taking his shirt off or storming out of his room.
Or apologizing to the Action Army.
Every one of them.
That's another good one when I had to apologize to Team Action because we made a bet and we made a video on our channel. That was also very good.
Yeah. Fair enough. Dolman?
As far as this year goes, there's some honestly great moments. But one that comes to my mind is was the family versus Only Stupid Answers match, because I had no clue what was going to happen. I'm watching this match and I'm like, well, wait a minute, they're really going to let DJ just play by himself? Oh no, they're going to let him pick someone. Okay, fine. And then literally, I see Robert Adams walk on screen, and I just had this big freak out of like, wait, what the fuck? And like, he sent me a video of him and Chris reacting to that, and it was the best. And I'm like, you son of a bitch, because I knew they were in town that weekend, but I didn't think that he was gonna be on. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing him like, you motherfucker, you lied to me. Oh God.
Okay, we got about time for maybe two more. We have to wrap this thing up. So I'll put this one on. This is a very difficult one from Eric. We love you, Eric Chronic.
Love Nerd Chronic. Big shout out.
Best promos in the business.
Yes.
But best podcast or after show, who would you vote for you besides yourself?
No pressure. No, seriously, no pressure.
No pressure, though.
No pressure, honestly.
We don't care either way. So.
No, either way.
I'll just get mine out of the way right now. I call it bias, but Cinefanatics. I do think that they have some really inventive ideas with their reactions, and especially what they did with that Only Stupid Answers match. How Robert pretended like he was just suddenly in that match, and they were both gone when Chris steps in, and then they both show back up. Like, I gotta give it to them.
That was amazing. That was a really fun reaction to watch.
Abby, we'll go with you next.
I really don't know, honestly. I don't know. I love everyone. I don't know. It's so hard to choose like all of the awards. Even voting is always so hard for me. So that's why I just don't know.
I won't put you in the spot. Spot. Albert, I'll try to put you in the spot though. How about you? Do you have one that you'd vote for?
Why? Can you not put me in the spot as well? I mean, it's so tough. Everyone has different things going on. That's why the voting competition is so tough, because they do different stuff. And I really don't know. You guys did an amazing job with all you do this year with all your shows. Take 3 has been there forever with the Reactor Summit and with the reactions. Cinefanatics has been great with all their reactions as well. They do it sort of like a vlog style as well, and that's been great. Abby, with all your your Twitter stuff and your reactions, and of course the Fetus Cult, and of course a dedicate to Art also with all their reactions and their after shows. So I didn't end up. I mean, like right now, I'm not choosing anyone, and I just shout out all of you guys because you guys are great. So I cannot really pick. I really cannot pick.
Okay. All right. Kristen, will you actually pick?
You guys are, sure, I'll pick. No, I think if I was going to pick just for this year, I would probably pick Call to Action, just because you guys have put in a lot of work. And there's a lot of things that you guys have done with your interviews of the personalities. I think you've gotten some like really great insights out of people. Like your Roxy interview was amazing. And then the interviews you've had with like Ladies Night and stuff as well have been fantastic. And I love that, as well as with Abby, that you're just bringing more of a female voice into the Schmoedown, because it's something that is super lacking.
100%.
And we have to push that, because the fan base is like 90% male, and there's a huge market for nerdy or not nerdy female participants in this group, in this fandom. And the more females you get doing stuff like this, the more females you get in the Schmoedown themselves, makes it easier for other females to come in and say, oh, well, hey, it's safe here for people like me, people who have different opinions than the norm or want to be included in this kind of setting. So I love that you guys have made that a mission to be inclusive of not just gender, but race and background and everything. It's I just have really appreciated it. You guys done a great job.
Yeah, my goal for 2020 was to not cry on every stream, but thank you.
That was never going to happen.
Making people cry since 1989.
Well, thank you very much, Kristen. I will actually throw out real quick. I didn't forgot to answer the best moment we've had on the year, so I'll throw that one out real quick before we end, and then we'll give our picks on podcast of the year. My two favorite moments that happened. No, Doman. Did we? No, Doman said Cinefanatics.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad.
Of course I'm right. I love you. That. My favorite moments of the year. I have two favorite moments of the year. One was when we actually had John Roca on the show briefly in the form of Mike Kalinowski. That was probably one of my favorite moments of all time. And I will also say the other time was when we had Chandru on and the scene where Brandon Hanna joined the family and Brandon Hanna snuck on out of like the boat here. And they had the best heel line of the year as far as I'm concerned was when he laughed and said to Chandru, "Oh, I forgot you were even on this call." You had to be there. It was funny. But that was my two favorite moments. Danie, do you have favorite moments from the year?
So I think when it comes to my trackpad is totally messing up. I cannot see anyone right now. When it comes to my favorite moment of the year, Houston will always be my favorite thing that has ever happened for myself and the Schmoedown in general. That was fun for all of us in the Action Army to kind of see and to do. And that was the very first live event that I went to. So for the year, I definitely have to say the Houston event was my favorite thing. And if I'm going to get real sappy right now, it's being able to interact with all of you throughout this whole year and make friends, because I have genuinely made friends with each and every single one of y'all this year. Albert, you and I were on Hotcakes together. Abby, you and I got to talk to each other in New York. Same thing with Kristen. I finally got to meet you in New York. Honestly, for a long time, I thought you didn't like me personally, but after interactions and stuff like that, we got to know each other a lot better. And then same thing with Doman. Like, we've had a wonderful rapport with each other and stuff like that. So getting to be more a part of this community has been one of my favorite things throughout this entire year. And it's nice. This is our season 1 last episode. This is the season finale of our season 1 of Chill to Action, and I can't think of a better way to end it than with people who we all genuinely consider friends. You all have done such a great thing for this whole entire community. Man, y'all, I've said it a billion times. Oh my God, I've said it a billion times on this. The community for the Schmoedown is one of my favorite things, a part of this whole thing, because we all have genuinely made friends. And I do genuinely appreciate every single one of y'all taking your time, doing what you do, not only for your channel, but taking your time out on this happy Monday.
To me, that's
happy Monday. Yeah, almost Sunday now. Or Tuesday. Ugh.
Yeah, all right. So let's wrap it up and let's get our plugs in. Abby, what do you want to plug?
Just my social media. Follow me at Abigail Friel on everything. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel where I do live streams, and subscribe to my Twitter. I guess I tweet about the Schmoedown almost daily, but I also tweet about like stupid stuff in my life. So if you want to follow, I guess you can. Whatever. Sorry, I'm rambling. Also, if you want, like, I know y'all keep saying how old you are, but like, follow me on TikTok. I make some fire TikToks, like at Abigail Friel. Like right now, there's this trend where everyone's making their profile pictures like Lego Star Wars characters. So like,
Lego.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, that is what I have to plug. And thank y'all for having me on. This has been awesome, and I've enjoyed, like, just love, like, this season has been so fun getting to know the community. So it meant a lot.
All right. Thank you, Abby. Kristen?
All right, you can find me Smith_K10, the number, not the word, Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, even though I don't post anything on Stardust. You can also find me at Take 3, doing things. No, we're going to be starting the Sump back tomorrow. We have our first recording of the year, doing our mock draft. And then Friday, as long as everything works out, we'll have a very special guest to just talk about the award show and draft. We'll see. It's gonna be a weird day. And then like I said earlier, a new show that we're working on hopefully will be airing soon, and hopefully we'll have an announcement video out for that in like a week or two. Yeah, Jacob in the chat, he's back on Friday. Thanks. Special guest. Try to make it a secret. Jacob.
By the way, Jacob, I will
I'm
just
trying
really
to look through the chat now.
Really quick there, Jacob. I know you put something earlier in the chat. I don't know where it is now, but if you can help out with the fires in Australia any way you can, that would be greatly appreciated. I know he lives there, I believe, correct? Or does he live there? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's where he lives. Okay. Yeah, 'cause I know there. Sari is another friend of ours who resides there as well, and it's a very dangerous situation. So anything you guys can help out there, it would be greatly appreciated by them, I'm sure. And so that's a quick serious moment on our show. Doman, where do we find you?
Well, apparently I'll be doubling down on that serious moment thing because you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, and Discord at Skywalker Doman. You guys can follow Dedicated Art on Twitter and Instagram at D2A Channel. Please look at our Facebook page, join our Facebook group. We have a bunch of new shows ourselves coming up. We have a rock and metal review show called Downtown Dissection coming up. I'll be launching a Star Wars show. Yay, looking forward to that. And next Friday, on the 17th, we're kicking off a week-long event called Trivia for Thon 2, which is Nico's week-long, basically doing a bunch of trivia matches and debate matches for the good Lord, was it New Kensington Penn State Thon Drive to help kids with cancer. And if you can, we will be putting out all kinds of links to help out with that. And of course, a lot of special guests will be helping us out with that as well. For example, we'll be starting that week with I'll be sitting down with Ashley V. Robinson, Whitney Seibold, and possibly William Bibiani to talk Star Trek TV to talk about all that stuff. And then also, of course, Nico and I will be doing a fun little Star Wars TV debate hosted by Laura Kelly and Alice from the Force Toast podcast. Nico, I love you. You're my brother, but you are so going down.
Okay, Albert, time for you to plug. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JA Wiradharma spelled like my name over there, WIRADHARMA. And you can find my YouTube channel, Jaw Movies. That's one word, JAW Movies. And that's where I do my Schmoedown stuff. That's where I do my trailer reaction occasionally. And that's also where you can find the video version of my podcast that I mentioned, The Councilman. And you can also find The Councilman Show anywhere that you listen to podcasts, either on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever. Yeah, and this upcoming week, we'll be talking about most anticipated films of 2019. And once again, if you want to hear the takes of my personal take and my friend's take who don't know movies that much, but we argue on it and it's chaos ensues, yeah, go check it, listen to that out because it's a wild ride.
Paul, go ahead and plug everything that we need to plug for Chill. And
Okay.
Paul, sorry.
All right, at Paul DiNuzzo on Twitter for me, a Call to Action Pod for us. We have a lot of shows coming up. I believe we have Schmoebates every week on Wednesdays, hosted by Alex Mack. It's a great debate show. It can be fun. Schmoedown questions and usually involve the Schmoedown competitor. Could be involving a real who the best MVP of the spectacular was, or it could be something like who would you choose to be the star in a Scorsese film. Either way, hopefully we got a couple of guests coming up soon. I don't want to announce one of them because we just found out about one of them. I shouldn't do that one yet, but we are actually working on someone very special. The chairman was in our chat one night and wants to do a little schmo-baiting, I guess. So hopefully we're going to get Christian Harloff on schmo-baiting as soon as we can work that out. And of course, we have our Call to Action live on Sundays. And that's our big show there. That's our new Kelsey and James are running that. That's our new actual. It's going to be our signature show, so to speak, every week on Sundays. And then Mondays, of course, we do this show, Chilled Action. Since this is a season premiere, a season 2 preview, I can say a lot of the names that we are thinking or we are talking about. We do have next week booked. The debut episode next week we will have on, as the boat would call him, the fine young tenderoni. The kid is going to be making his appearance. Brendan Myrtle will be on Chill. And in the upcoming weeks, if Christian doesn't want to bring them back together, we will. We will be having Team Action on together. Ben and Drew together will be on. And we're also in talks with a couple of great people like Ben Goddard, hopefully Kate Mulligan, and definitely one Mark Ellis is also hopefully going to be on in the next couple of weeks. As a couple other ones too, like Dan Merle, maybe if he gets back to us, he said he would on Sudden Live. And yes, I am in negotiations with the Apocalypse happening, having John Roca come on Chilled Action. So we'll hopefully make that happen and see how that works out.
Let me know. I'll talk you up.
I'll take you up on that, Kristen. So.
We genuinely appreciate that. Alrighty, y'all. That's completely gonna do it for our Chill to Action episode.
One more thing, actually, Danie, if I may interrupt.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, we do have in the trivia for Thon to match the tournament or the whole game we got going on. There is a match to be had between a certain faction. Two of them are on this show right now. C2A versus D2A. Who?
Who is that?
They keep challenging us.
I was about to say, you mean the team that sure you guys talk big game, but you, yeah. You guys talk big game, but you don't know your trivia. We will smoke you.
That's simple. That's fine. You can think that. You come up here just like the boat, run your mouth, and you'll see what happens to you. Just so you know, going down.
We don't know what happens. That is it, y'all. We are heading out and all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Monday night. We really appreciate it. Call to action for everyone inside of the Call to Action podcast. For Abby, for Kristen, for Chris, for Albert, for Paul. Thank you so much for hanging out, y'all. Come and check us out next Monday night on Call to Action. We'll see you at the awards. That is it, y'all. We are heading out, y'all. We salute you. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all next Monday.